On Wednesday, the Stevens Cardinals softball team hosted the Monadnock Huskies at Veteran Park right here in Claremont. Stevens came into this game with only one win, sitting at 1-2, while Monadnock was also searching for their second win of the year with a record of 1-3. Let's take a look at some of the action.
A year ago, Stevens High was winless, losing 16 straight games, most of which were ended by the mercy rule. The Cardinals broke their losing streak already this year by beating Kearsarge on Monday, so some of the pressure to get at least one win was gone. Hannah Copo took the mound for Monadnock, who pitched the entire game with great control, not issuing a single walk, while her defense came to play, allowing just one error. She would throw 97 pitches, 68 for strikes. Stevens trailed for most of the game until the 6th inning when Riley Brown singled and eventually came around to score off of a triple from Marty Milan, who would also score. The Cardinals were then up 3-2. Monadnock was then able to tie the game in the top of the 7th off of a walk, an error, and a bunt single. The Cardinals now needed just one run in the bottom of the inning. They would get the first two batters on base with bunt singles, but then a strikeout, a fly ball to right, and an infield grounder ended the threat. To extra innings we go. In the top of the 8th, Monadnock's Hannah Galarditz blasted a 3-run homer to right field, which would score the game-winning runs. Final score, Monadnock 6, Stevens 3, as the Huskies would get their second win of the year. The Cardinals are a team with no seniors and 3 freshman pitchers. Clearly not a team with a ton of experienced players, but they have improved greatly from the previous year. Stevens traveled to take on Franklin earlier today.
Nice job on the mound out there, Hannah, and congrats on the win, Monadnock. Don't worry, Stevens, your team has looked solid so far. I'm sure you will bounce back quickly. Now let's take a look at the YCN scoreboard and check out some local results from yesterday. First up, baseball. Hanover hosted John Stark for what turned out to be a close game toward the end. Hanover was down in the bottom of the 6th but was able to tie the game at 4-4 before the final inning. John Stark then scored 5 runs in the top of the 7th to win the game 9-4. Jeremy Albin had the big hit with the bases loaded in the 7th that drove in 3 runs. Lebanon traveled to take on Goffstown and lost by a score of 4-10. Lebanon is now 1-6 on the year. Turning now to softball, the Lady Raiders visited Goffstown where they would have a tough time scoring runs. Goffstown's offense was too much for Lebanon as they would go on to win 12-0. Newport traveled to Guilford where they would score a run in the first inning to take an early lead, but Guilford would soon tie the game and bring it to extra innings. Guilford then hit a walk-off home run in the 8th inning to win the game 2-1. That's been your look at local sports, brought to you by La Valley Building Supply.